Have you ever had a disappointing streaming experience? I know I have. In today's physical media news topic video, I discuss my recent terrible experiences with streaming, get on a massive rant on why physical media is so much better and why streaming just isn't what it promised to be. And then ultimately, we discuss the future of physical media and streaming and where it all goes next. But first, if you love collecting physical media just like me and want to be a part of saving physical media, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe. That way, it keep you entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics. And leave in the comments below when streaming has failed you. So let's start off with story time, everyone. Some recent experiences I've had with streaming that just disappointed me to my very core and just got me so irritated. So I'm going to share a couple stories. First story here is with the Collectors Club and how we recommend each other titles, some awesome movies for us to watch and discuss. Well, I was planning to stream most of them just to save a little bit on physical media expenses. Well, it showed that there was a couple titles, a part of my recommendations, that were actually available to stream. I was so excited because I thought, okay, awesome. I'm going to save money. It's going to be convenient. It's going to work out all perfectly fine. Couple weeks later, I go back and check the apps it was supposed to be streaming on, and poof, gone. They disappeared. Nowhere to be found. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to watch these movies in time for the Collectors Club recommendation stream. What do I have to do now? Well, I had to end up buying the Blu-rays anyway. And these were movies that weren't super obscure. They're popular titles, or at least popular enough modern titles like Black Sheep, Gifted. You would think those movies would have stayed on streaming, but no, they did not. Just poof, gone. Had to order the Blu-rays and had to cram them in to get them watched. So that was just so disappointing that streaming just takes away all these titles just without notice, just whenever they feel like it on a whim. They can be there one day, be gone the next, and that was just awful to go through that. Another streaming type of experience was when I had a friend that said he wanted to watch a certain movie, Chef, the one with John Favreau. I'm like, okay, it's kind of short notice. I don't really have time to order in the Blu-ray, so let's see if it's on streaming. Let me Google that up. Okay, it says it's on Hulu. No problem. Come over tonight. We'll give it a watch. Comes over, and then I'm like, wait, it says it was on Hulu, but it's not there. It's actually an add-on for Stars, I believe it was, on Hulu. Well, that doesn't mean it's really available on Hulu, so that was confusing information there. So now I cannot watch Chef. What are we going to do? Well, okay, I guess we can rent it. That lets us watch it. Oh man, but I hate the renting. Why do I hate the renting? Because it was a good chunk of change. And if I enjoyed the movie, I wish I would have had the Blu ray. Because by the second time I would have watched the Blu ray, I would have already paid for it. So that's the problem. It was like best case scenario. I love the movie, and now I gotta go pick up the Blu ray anyway. And I thought I was gonna like it because it was just a great sounding premise, good talent in there. And I did end up loving the movie. I wanted to watch it again. But oops, gosh, rental expired, and now I don't have the Blu-ray. So, oh my gosh, I gotta go either buy the Blu-ray, pay the extra expense, rent it. Just wish it was there. But you cannot rely on streaming, let alone that. The mechanics of it were clunky. It was so weird to find it and download it and get it for renting. And eventually we found out that was if you click watch trailer after we bought it, then it would play the movie. They did not even put a different little tab on there to say watch the movie you paid for. It was so weird. Maybe it was something going on with my PS4 that just doesn't have the app laid out like it should, or maybe it's Hulu's fault. I don't know, but it was not working up to my desired needs. And it took like a 20-minute process to go through all those hoops and find out all the information. It was irritating. I'm like, if I had the Blu-ray, we would have been ready to go in 1 minute to watch. Psh, put on the disc. We are good. We're watching the movie, having a great time. So those are just a couple recent experiences where I'm like, man, streaming just disappointed me there and just super frustrated me, which kind of inspired this massive rant because I'm so irritated with streaming lately because there's just so many drawbacks. We already mentioned one of titles just poofing away. You never know what's going to be on there. It's just so irritating to try to find stuff. And there's so many streaming services now. You're just looking through all of them to try to find the movie you want. And you would think with all the streaming services that I have, with Max and Hulu and Paramount and Netflix, I mean, I have a good chunk of the really main ones. You think I'd be able to find most movies, but when I'm looking for a specific movie, I can't usually find it half the time or more on those specific streaming services. It's so irritating. Now there's some more titles on like Tubi and things like that, but then I have a million ads to watch the movie. So instead of an hour and a half movie, it's like a 3 hour movie. So there's just no great solution with the streaming. Now, if you do happen to find a movie on a streaming service you have and you start watching it, the quality might get degraded because that happens to me all the time. My internet just doesn't want to give it into the awesome HD format most of the time. It'll cut it back and it'll look like a VHS, which is super annoying. If not, I'll start buffering and pause, and then it takes me forever to get through the movie, and it's an interrupted experience. And yeah, that's, fault on my internet provider and all that stuff. But it's just that streaming experience is terrible no matter how you want to describe it. I have more terrible experiences streaming than I do with physical media. Now, physical media isn't perfect. Sometimes there'll be a skip or a pause here and there, but 9 out of 10 times, physical media works for me no problem. 9 out of 10 times, streaming fails me. Yes, those are the number ratios, at least for my experiences, which is why I'm just so fed up with streaming now. I just hate when I have to watch something on streaming. I would much rather have the physical media discs. And, sometimes the discs aren't too bad on prices. A lot of the Blu-rays these days are under $9, $6 sometimes. So it's like almost as much as a rental. If you would have watched it twice, you would have already paid for it. And now you get to watch it again. So, it's so frustrating streaming. And streaming before had that promise that you're going to be able to watch what you want to watch when you want it, no problem. They have not lived up to that promise. I mean, even Disney doesn't have all the Disney titles, like even their catalog titles they promise, they just don't have a lot of them on there. A lot of stuff they bury, never to see the sight of day again. And it's not just them, it's a whole bunch of other streaming services, even with original streaming shows like Rise of the Pink Ladies, that Grease show disappeared. You cannot find it out there anymore streaming. Luckily, I saw it on a DVD at Walmart, and if I really want the show, gonna go with that physical copy, gonna have it, because if you don't have that, you're probably never ever gonna see it. Streaming just sucks. So let's talk about the future. What happens next with physical media and streaming? Well, we know physical media has been in a decline because the common consumer doesn't know about all this stuff. They just pick pretty much whatever Netflix feeds them as the top title to watch, and they're not really into it. It's just whatever pops up front. They don't do a lot of research, that type of thing. So is that really going to go away? Probably not. Most people still won't be into the physical media collecting, unfortunately. You know us on this channel, we love physical media for so many reasons as we described. But will we get any more physical media collectors? Will this niche market grow at least a little bit? I do think so. I think there will be a partial kind of renaissance time for physical media movies like there were with vinyl records, because I think more and more people are getting fed up with not being able to find a certain movie or show on streaming that they once found before, and they want to see it again. They want to be able to have something tangible, something physical, own something, and just be able to see it instead of just not really having any connection to it at all. So I think people are starting to rediscover, oh, it's cool to actually have, nice things in your home and be able to watch it when you want. People are going to have that experience again. And I think that that revelation will happen. Now, once again, it's not going to be a mass market thing. We're still going to be a small collecting market, but I think it will just expand a little bit more to get more collectors in the bunch. But there we go. Those are just my personal thoughts and feelings right now with streaming and physical media. You guys have to let me know in the comments below, why do you prefer physical media? Or if you are a streamer lover out there, why do you like streaming over physical media? I want to hear both sides. I want to get some good, opinions out there. And who knows? Let's see where this all goes in the future. Have a fun time talking that movie discussion. And of course, if you haven't already, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe. That way, I keep you entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media movie topics. And just have a great day talking the movies. And of course, you love this physical media topic. Mega smash. And thank you so much, my mega membership supporters. If you love talking and collecting movies, consider joining the Mega League of Film Fans through memberships to support content creation while gaining access to perks like shoutouts, exclusive videos, and future topic choices.